This is Wolf again, making a new video per someone's request. So Sherry, this video is for you. I had a request to do the haunted lights puzzle, um, as it's a little bit of a struggle with getting through it. Uh, you have the four puzzles. Mosaic to me is actually the easiest one. You smooth the pieces about until you basically complete the picture, and then it's done. So that one's pretty easy. The cards are not too hard either. Pair up the cards until you pair up all of them. So to me, the two toughest one are the treasure box and the haunted lights. Um, so we'll do a little video on both of them. And honestly, to me, the treasure box is the hardest. And we'll look at a puzzle here in a second. I'll explain that. But let's do one of the haunted lights. As you get higher up, so once you start getting into the expert level, etc., it gets tougher. All right, so the easiest way to do this puzzle is you have to have at least um, three colors in a row. Left, right, up, down, doesn't matter, diagonal, but you have to have three in a row. And my suggestion when you do this puzzle is always try to find more than one, because when you do, then you create the blowout parts of it. Now this one I'm doing the little tiles one. I have to get all the tiles done. So you see I'm looking for the tiles where I can get them together as much as possible. And as soon as I create a blowout, I use it. It will get to the point sometimes you can't beat these folks. I have had trouble beating them before. This is one of the puzzles where I've had to use um, some rubies to get it done, especially the higher levels. Now here's the other thing about this. At times, if you take the time to play it again, so in other words, you're going to burn some energy, but some of them, and as you can see, I need to get to some of these red ones over here. I skipped it that time because I wanted to save the red one for here, and I'm not going to get this done from the looks of it here. Um, it is what it is. And don't get so focused at times trying to get them done that you end up, well, maybe, I don't know, I'm not. At times you'll run out of time before you get it done. Um, it happens. And what I found is sometimes, um, in this instance, I'm not going to use my little watch here. At times, it's best to not use your rubies, and just eat up a little extra energy and try it again, especially if you're getting close to it. Um, Even with the treasure box puzzle, I've done the same thing. So we'll attempt this one more time. And as you see, I'm quickly looking around the puzzle, trying to find areas where I can open parts of it up. There we go. Like I say, always, if at all possible, and sometimes you're going to skip getting the most of the connections to at least achieve what you're trying to do. Sometimes that can be a little hindrance. You're just trying to get those extra connections to get the blowout panels or blowout pieces, and you'll mess yourself up because you could have completed the puzzle. So be careful about that. And see over here, I'm getting stuck because I'm not getting anything. And all my blowout pieces are going over there. So there you go. Sometimes it doesn't work nice for you. And I just missed that one. Okay. It's not helping me here. All right, there we go. Now I've worked my way into this side over here, and I can start taking it apart. Oop. There's a reason I backed up, because I wanted to do that. There we go. All right, I still didn't get it done, but you can see the point. It gets really tough, but I'm getting close. So I may spend the energy playing that several times until I get it through. It can be tough sometimes with the haunted lights and the treasure box. Uh, but what I found is usually if you keep at it, so don't waste your moves right away. Keep at it, and you'll get to the point where it sets up really good for you, and you can just zip through it, especially with a treasure box puzzle. But that's the key to the haunted lights. Depending on whether you go left or right or up or down, determines which blowout direction. So let's run one more so you can see what I'm talking about. And I get to do this so fast, a lot of times I don't pay attention to which way will actually give me the blowout. If you notice, sometimes I'm skipping, like I said, the ones that are going to give me blowouts in order to unlock the pieces. If you're not unlocking those pieces, they become a hindrance to you, and it can become a real problem. Okay. All right, so diagonal, up and down, I believe goes left to right. If I do a crossover, so if my last one is up, yeah, it goes up and down. So diagonal or going left to right at the end is going to make it go left to right. And I'll be honest, there's times I just don't mess with it. I'm not looking to worry about that portion of it. And it's not going to let me over on that side. So you can see sometimes it can be a pain to get everything to line up the way you want it to. All right, there we go. But as many as you can open up. I'm just not going to get this one today, and I don't need it, so I'm not going to waste any pieces parts. But literally, that's how I work it a lot of times, and I'm pushing toward getting as many of those connections, or especially if I got these locked pieces, getting those locked pieces open as much as possible. Um, if I'm on this side playing and this side's locked up like it's been in this map, I will focus on making as many of those connections in the blowout pieces as possible. Obviously, in this instance, I would want the left to right one, so if at all possible, I'm going to go in such a way so that my last connection is left to right, which means it'll move and blow out left to right. So yeah, I'm giving you some tricks here, folks, but even for me, sometimes it's hard. It's just the way those puzzles are. All right, let's take a quick look at the treasure box. The treasure box, you can only move one piece at a time. You have the 3 variations on it, and this one can be tough as well. Let's see what they give me here. All right, so it's all one piece, so this is not too bad. and it's a timed. So I have my moves here. If you have the moves, then slow down a little. Don't always take the little one that jumps up and down as their suggestion. Don't always take that one. I'm actually going to start here. I want to blow some of these rocks out up here. Try to look for the ones that are going to blow out pieces. Now, this is what I got to get, but I can tell you because I think I played this one the other day, and I didn't beat it. But what you're going to find is a lot of times as you make connections, it's going to, there we go. So 4 in a row will give me one of the arrows. And because I came down, it's going to go up and down. If I've moved it left to right, it would have been side to side. All right. And sometimes I literally just play for getting the pieces. All right, here we go. Because this is what will happen. In some of these puzzles like this, when you make a move, it creates a chain reaction, and you get a bunch of them at one time. All right, and I always hit my arrows if I get them, because it's going to obviously clear off the most of the map or more of the map at one given time. Excellent. So you can see a bunch of these are jumping down really, really quickly. Or the other thing I can do is that. Now, unlike the lights where everything has to match up, you can only go from yellow to yellow, green to green, etc. If you get arrows or symbols, the explosive parts close to each other, and you can put them together, they will have a massive effect across the puzzle. If you did not know that. Unfortunately, we don't have a couple together at the moment, but we can still make this work. I have found that clearing up the down, so making a whole shelf move up and down like this, tends to have more of an impact sometimes on getting those multiple interactions. All right, I'm trying to move these two close together. There you go. So you get your interaction. And you'll notice it seems like one of the colors is the least one on the entire map. I don't know. I think they do that on purpose sometimes. But that's how it works out. So keep focusing on the other ones. And you see I'm probably not going to get this one, because I still need 12. And here, literally, folks, I don't have enough on the page to make a difference. And if I get lucky, sometimes it'll fall into play and you get 5 colors in a row. You then get the color choice symbol. So basically, yeah, I'm not going to get this one done. All right. But you get the little, basically what looks like a little, it looks like the little circle from the trivia game, Trivial Pursuit. And then based on whichever color you touch with that, it then takes the rest of that color off the map. So in my opinion, the treasure box is the toughest because you can only move one piece at a time. Haunted lights, I can at least connect as many of the same color as possible. With the treasure box, the ones where you have to get the symbols off, like the little cup shapes or trophy shapes, and get them off the screen, that one tends to be the toughest because you have to move all of the pieces from top to bottom usually. The moved one tends to be pretty decent as well. That tends to be the easiest one, I think, personally. And then the timed one is kind of in between there. Depends on how much time they give you. Because if they give you, with the treasure box, if they give you enough time, you just keep moving the connections, and eventually you're either going to get rid of all the tiles that are marked on the area or the map, or you collect all the colors. Same things with the haunted lights one, is you have those same 3 kind of variations. And if you're going for the numbers, so like this last one where we were doing haunted lights, we had to get so many of each one. Or no, we were doing the tiles. I'm sorry. Um, the tiles on the haunted lights tend to be the toughest one, especially if they put pieces off to the side that are not part of the main map, because then you have to have the little blowout that goes left to right or up and down in order to clear those pieces out. So don't be surprised if you get to one of those maps and you have to use a ruby to clear out that little offset piece off to the side. But again, most times if you'll keep working at it, it will line up. It'll give you enough of the pieces in the right places that you'll get those blowout pieces in both of the maps and help you clear out the whole map. So, you know, make a couple attempts at it before you're going to waste any rubies on them. But don't be surprised that on some of these, at the tougher levels, that if you're going to have to use a ruby or two to finish off that last piece and get it cleared out so you can just skip it. I've literally had to do that in the past. I just couldn't beat it. I end up with one or two tiles left or one or two pieces left or whatever, and I would use a ruby. They stick these in here for a reason. They're tough, and if you notice you're doing a storyline, at some point in each of the storylines, don't be surprised if one of them is one of those four puzzle pieces. So I hope that helped. That's just the way I do it, but kind of quick and efficient, especially if I'm doing timed. Just make as many as matches as I can, especially if I'm struggling with it and it's giving me a fight. So moving quickly, making connections, not missing. If we're trying to unlock the little tiles like we were on this haunted lights one, not mistakenly missing an unlock and trying to make a connection to get the explosive pieces. Kind of keep those things in mind, and it should be a little bit easier for you. So I hope this helped, especially Sherry. Hopefully that answered your question on ways to beat these two, and you'll do a little bit better in the future. Have a good day.